Welcome back to The Explainer, everyone. Today, we're diving straight into an incredibly profound and honestly, pretty solemn story from our Quranic source material. We're going to unpack the historical and spiritual account of Prophet Lut, peace be upon him, and the ultimate fate of the people of Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, this isn't just some dry recount of ancient history. It's actually a meticulously preserved lesson about morality, divine limits, and the sheer weight of human actions. So let's jump right in and see what the texts actually reveal to us.
So think about this for a second. What ancient lesson of morality and consequence is so vital, so absolutely crucial, that it's deliberately repeated across 3 totally separate chapters of the Quran? You know, when we analyze religious texts, repetition is literally never accidental. It's a massive, bold highlight by the author. It's a signal that this is a lesson humanity is prone to forget and desperately needs to remember. The source material uses this repetition to build absolute clarity. Let's trace this timeline exactly as the sources lay it out for us.
Section 1. Arrival of the Messengers. Okay, so the texts tell us that these angels actually showed up in Sodom completely disguised in human form. And when Prophet Lut, peace be upon him, first saw these guests, well, his reaction wasn't just surprise, it was sheer, palpable anxiety. Why? Because he knew the extreme moral decay of his own people. He knew their misconduct was inevitable. Just imagine the tension here for a moment. A prophet desperately trying to protect his seemingly vulnerable guests in a city that had just completely abandoned its moral compass. The source material really emphasizes this profound feeling of helplessness right before the true nature of the visitors is finally revealed.
Section 2. A divine reassurance.
Right at the peak of this tension, the messengers totally drop their disguise. They reveal who they really are, saying, "O Lot, indeed, we are messengers of your Lord. Therefore, they will never reach you." This is from Surah Hud, verse 81, and wow, what a monumental shift in power. The angels weren't there to be protected by Prophet Lut. They were actually sent by Allah to protect him. It's this profound, beautiful moment of comfort. The text is making it crystal clear. When divine intervention arrives, the corrupted forces of the city hold absolutely zero power. They will never reach him.
Section 3. The Ultimate Retribution. And that brings us right to Surah Hud, verse 82. Now the imagery here is just incredibly stark and absolute. So when our command came, we made the highest part of the city its lowest, and rained upon them stones of layered hard clay. The city was at the absolute peak of its moral decay, right? And the physical retribution mirrored that completely. The highest part was made the lowest. A literal, total inversion of a society that had completely overturned natural moral laws. And that phrase, rained upon them stones of layered hard clay, it leaves no ambiguity at all about the severity of the consequences. It was a definitive, final end to a society that absolutely refused to reform.
Section 4. A prophetic warning. So how exactly does this ancient historical event translate into real, enduring guidance for us today? Well, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said something highly significant in a hadith from Sunan ibn Majah. He stated, "What I fear most for my ummah is the action of the people of Lud." Notice the heavy gravity of those words, what I fear most. The source material uses this hadith to highlight the immense, staggering magnitude of the sin. It's not just some isolated historical footnote. It is framed as a persistent, severe danger that is deeply disliked by Allah. It's a stark warning echoing right through time, demanding that we stay vigilant about our own moral boundaries.
Section 5. Lessons for today.
You know, this narrative isn't just mentioned once in passing and then forgotten. Not at all. It's deliberately repeated in Surah Al-Araf, Surah Al-Hijr, and Surah Hud. And the source material makes it clear, this repetition is absolutely for our reflection. It's placed at multiple intersections of the Quranic text so that humanity actually takes heed. It acts like a continuous mirror for society, basically urging us to recognize the signs of moral decay, to understand the absolute certainty of divine boundaries, and to actively protect ourselves from falling into the very actions that led to such definitive ruin.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a final thought, and a prayer that the source material naturally points us toward. May Allah protect us all from such actions and keep our moral compass true. But I also want to ask you, how are you going to apply the lessons from this ancient history to your own life today? Because let's face it, knowledge without reflection is just data. So take a moment to really think about it. If you found this breakdown insightful and you appreciate learning through this kind of structured analysis, make sure to subscribe and drop your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks so much for joining me, and I can't wait to explore our next topic with you.